Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video and welcome back to day 3 of my 12 days of Christmas. Woohoo! Yeah! If you haven't watched the 2 previous days, day 1 and day 2, make sure you go and check that out because both of those have giveaways that are going to be ending relatively soon. So make sure you go and check that out and enter the giveaways if you're interested. And the videos will tell you all about how to enter and all of that good stuff. And they're also super cute projects. I won't lie. So for today, we're going to be making this adorable Christmas card. And I think this is probably my favorite card that I've made this holiday season. It's really, really easy to do. You could whip these out so fast and you'll see how quick and easy it is. And B, it's just really, really pretty and simple. I've been talking to you guys recently about very simplistic cards and they're just very much drawing my eye and kind of my go-to thing for right now. And this one is no exception. It is absolutely gorgeous, very, very simple and very easy to do. So let's go ahead and jump into what you need to create the project for today. So first and foremost, we're going to be using the Cup of Christmas stamp set, which coordinates with the Cup of Cheers dies. This is a bundle in the holiday catalog, so make sure you check that out. If you're interested in both, you can get, I believe it's 10%, I think it's 10% off. I can't remember the exact amount right now, but you can get a discount on both of these if you get the bundle, which I highly, highly, highly recommend because aside from the sentiments, these cups and stuff, you could use them for anything. Honestly, you can use them for so many different applications, not just holiday related. So super, super cute. And the dies are the same way. For ink, we're just going to be using a Granny Apple Green, one of my favorite colors for this time of the year. We're going to be using a couple different ribbons. So this is the, hang on, I gotta find the English. This is the curly ribbon. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the Real Red Curly Ribbon. It's really pretty. It looks like this, and it's kind of like, I don't know, curly? I don't know how to describe it. It's really pretty, and it's got a very nice texture. It's very soft. And then we're also going to be using our linen thread. Oh, I forgot. We're also going to be using our Stitch Shapes, the circles, the biggest circle we're going to be using out of this set. And then for paper, so I just have a scrap here of the Real Red shimmer paper or glimmer paper. You don't need a huge piece. You just need a piece large enough to cut out the mug. So whatever you have kind of laying around, any kind of scrap that's large enough to do that will work perfectly. You also need a small scrap of Whisper White, and that's just for the little tag here. So again, whatever you have laying around. You need a slightly larger scrap for the circle to cut out with the die. So again, whatever you have. And then we have a piece of Whisper White, again, which is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have my card base here, which is thick Whisper White, which is cut at 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and then we'll score it at 4 1/4. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what I want to do first is get all of my big shot work out of the way. So I have my 2 scraps of Whisper White here, and then my Real Red glimmer paper, and then the dies that we're going to be using. So I have the circle. This is the largest circle from the Stitch Shapes. And then from our, Cup of Cheer dies, I have a cup. There are 2 cups in there. One would go with the handle on the right side and the other goes with the handle on the left side. Completely optional, up to you, whichever way you want to do it. I just grabbed one. And then there are 2 little tags in the set. You will see there's this one that doesn't really have much of a border or outline to it, and then there's this one that does. This is made so that you can kind of cut these together, I believe. So we're going to use the one that has more of an edge to it. So with that being said, we're going to cut out the cup, the mug, out of the red glimmer paper. This little smaller Whisper White piece is what we're going to use for our tag over here. And then, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to use this Whisper White piece. I'm just going to cut it all out of the same piece of white that I'm going to use for my circle, just to make my life a little bit easier. So we're going to put all of this stuff on our plate all together. If I can fit it all. I think I should be able to. Actually, I've come up with some very good ways at squeezing a ton of stuff on my cutting plate before. So I think I'm becoming a pretty good pro at getting a bunch of stuff on the plate all at once, just like that. So now we're going to crank it through. And again, I like to do it a couple times just to make sure that it's all nice and cut. Everything is good to go. I think we are actually good. Yeah, these are pretty simple cuts, so nothing too crazy. Push all that off to the side. Okay, so we have our mug, we have our circle, and we have our little tag now. So I'm just gonna pop that out of the mug, and I'm gonna take my mug and my circle and just push them off to the side for just a minute. With my little tag here, I'm gonna grab my Granny Apple Green ink. And then I also have the stamps, the two stamps, one that says enjoy, and the other is just like a little leafy pattern. It is this stamp set. If you look at the front of the set, it is this one right here. So what I'm going to do on my little tag, I'm gonna get my ink open. I'm gonna take my enjoy, and I'm just gonna stamp it at the top of my piece here, just like that. And then I'm gonna take the little leaves and I'm gonna stamp them right below, like right there. And I like the little leaves. I think it just gives it a little bit of extra something something. You could just do the enjoy. You could do another small sentiment if you had one, obviously, but I really like this. So now let's bring in our cup, our little mug, and I'm also going to bring in some dimensionals as well as some Scotch tape. So what I'm going to do, oh, and my ribbon. I was like, I feel like I'm missing something else. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of my linen thread, and you don't need a very big piece at all, so I'm just going to chop that. That's even going to be too much, I'll just tell you right now. And the first thing that we're going to do is flip our little tag over, and I'm going to put a piece of tape on the back to adhere one side of the twine to our little tag here. And this is supposed to, or what I'm saying it's supposed to look like is like the little end of a tea bag that kind of sticks out, that you can see hanging out of the side of somebody's tea mug. I'm just going to cut off a little extra bit there. So that's kind of what it is. So now it looks like a little tea bag kind of thing. And then I'm just going to kind of eyeball this, and I'm going to hold my mug, and I just want to kind of see where it would naturally fall if it was technically hanging out of my coffee mug. And then I'm going to put a little piece of tape right on the back there. And then just cut off a little extra tail. So now you can see this little thing is flailing around all over the place. So this is where our dimensionals come in. I'm going to take one dimensional, stick it on the back, and then I'm going to stick it down to my coffee mug, wherever I feel like it would best go. So I'm just going to put mine right there. I think it looks adorable. Now we are going to put a little bow on here. I'm going to wait to put the bow on until after we've assembled everything. I just feel like it's a little less risky that way, and it works a little bit better for me at least. So now we're going to bring in our circle that we cut out. We're going to use our dimensionals again and put some on the back of our coffee mug. Just like this. And put the coffee mug down in the center of the circle. Now the position of it right now doesn't really matter. It just, as long as it's in the center. So what I mean by that is you can see mine's a little off to the side. It doesn't matter how you do it right now, because when you actually put it on the card, that's when it's going to matter. You want to look at position. So right now it doesn't matter. Don't worry too much about it. Just stick it down on there. So I'm going to set that off to the side for a second. And now we're going to bring in our rectangle of Whisper White that we had cut out earlier. And we're also going to bring in the curly ribbon. So I'm just going to cut a piece large enough to go across my piece of Whisper White. Again, I'm going to need 2 pieces of tape. And all we are going to do is I'm going to put this pretty much in the middle. If it's not exact, it doesn't truly matter, but we're going to put 1 piece of tape right there, the other piece of tape right here, and then I'm going to cut off the ends just because I don't like it, but that's just me. The only downside to this ribbon is that you do get all of these little like strands when you cut it and such, but it's not the end of the world. It works just fine. So now we're going to bring back in again our little circle piece, flip it over again for some dimensionals. And maybe if I can get all the backings off. And now we're going to put it down on our base. Now this is where it does matter the position that you put it in. You can do it straight on. I'm going to tilt mine just slightly because I just think it looks cute that way. But you can position it however you want to on the card. It doesn't truly matter. It's really, like I said, whatever looks best for you. So there's that. And then I'm going to take my card base. I did score it at 4 1/4, just so you guys know. And I'm going to flip this bad boy over, put some snail on the back. And again, I'm just using regular old snail. You can use something else if you'd like. You do get a little bit of bumpies just because the ribbon is slightly raised, but it doesn't really bother me. You can't really see it that much, so I just went with regular old snail. You could use dimensionals, but it doesn't truly matter. Like I said, you don't really see it. And fold this little guy in half, and there is our card for today. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. This is one of my favorites. Oh, I almost forgot to put the little bow on. Okay, sorry, something weird just happened with my camera where it said it was recording, but I don't actually think it was recording. So I think we're back now, but we are almost done. But I almost forgot to do the little bow on our cup. So I'm just going to cut another piece of our twine here. I keep calling it twine. It's our linen thread. I'm sorry, it's just what I call it. And I'm just going to make a little bow. I don't know that I cut a big enough piece. Nope, not today. I probably could have made it work, but not today. Okay. So I'm just going to, oh my gosh, if I can figure this out today. I'm going to make a little bow. Maybe. Man, I'm on the struggle bus for real. I feel like that happened with the last video also. It's the 12 days of Christmas. I'm telling you guys, it's a lot more work than I originally anticipated it being. I will not lie. Okay, there we go. Now we have super cute little bow. I'm really concentrating because I got quiet. Okay. So then I'm just going to take a glue dot. I use glue dots for this because I think they work the best, but you can use whatever you want. And then I just take my take your pick tool and I kind of roll it up a little bit. It gets a little finicky sometimes. And then I just stick this down onto my paper and then stick my bow down onto that. And then I can just cut the long ends here. And now our card is actually done. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, this is one of my favorite cards that I've created so far this season. So I really hope you guys enjoy. Again, make sure you go check out the previous 2 videos because there were giveaways in both of those. And make sure you come back in a couple days. Actually, make sure you come back tomorrow for another project and then continue to come back because I still have some more giveaways to do. So I hope you guys are enjoying your day and I will see you in the next one. Bye!